This foam is very tricky stuff to work with. It expands over several hours. I put this stuff here down about 2 hours ago, and that was the size of that. So I put some down in the gaps where the wood used to be, and it's expanded quite a lot. So I put some more in between, and I think I have to leave this for a day and come back to this. I suspect it's going to rise considerably, and then I have to cut it back, which would be quite good, get it nice and level. But it's very tricky stuff to work with. Let me see how this dries up. Now I've got to safeguard it for 24 hours. I've put some plywood on top. On top of that I'm going to put some more, followed by some more, and that cardboard. Okay, I finished covering it. The foam can do its thing now for the next 24 hours. I'll come back to this and see what's what. Okay, it's several days later, and the foam's expanded, and let's put up this wood and see what we've got. This is sticky. This is going to take a while, so I'll be back. Well, it's turned out surprisingly well. The foam's risen. Here you can see where it's very flat, where it butted up against the bottom of the wood. There's a channel here, which I need to put a little bit more foam in, maybe a few pockets, and I can put the wood on top of that, and on top of the wood I can put the blue lino. So I think maybe 2 more sessions, one tonight with a bit of foam in the wood, let that dry and go off, and then come back to this and put the lino down. I had a quick look at the surrounding area, because the foam's underneath here and here, and that's solid. That's really cool. Yes, I'm pleased with that. So I'm going to crack on. Well, it's the same night and several hours later, and the foam's hardened and the wood's down on top, and I've used some glue to keep it in place. I hope you like my improvised plates. Lots of tins of food. So I'm going to cover this and let this dry completely, and come back to this in a couple of days and put the blue lino on top. But so far it's looking quite good. Hello YouTubers. Well, it's an awful long time later, well over a month, and I'm back to where I started, namely getting this blue plastic lino laid into place. The source of the water has been sorted out, the holes have been filled in, the wood's on top. I'm just going to do a bit of sanding, get it nice and level, and get this blue plastic lino secured into place with this CT1 stuff that I mentioned way back in the first video. I'm going to carry on with this and check back with you guys, hopefully when it's finished. Well, it's a couple of hours later and I'm so nearly finished, but not quite. I ran out of that CT1 fixative stuff, so I managed to lay the blue plastic lino, and it fits perfectly, and the floor is sound, structurally okay, but I just have enough of that CT1 glue left to run a bead around the edges. Hence why I've got this silver tape, just to protect it for the next 24 hours. So I should come back to this tomorrow, and I bought some, and finish it off. So I'll see you then. Well, it's a day later and I got some. So let's get started. This is it before. The blue plastic lino is firmly attached to the floor, to the floorboard underneath, and it's this bit here I need to sort out. Well, it's been a long time coming, but this is finally finished. The plastic lino has been laid, it's securely in place, and the edges have been sealed. The floor underneath it is structurally sound. So that's that one done. 2 things of note. The water, when I discovered it, what was it, 2 months ago now, wasn't particularly stagnant, and really it should have been a bit more smelly than what it was. So at some stage I'm going to have a second exploratory hole here and see what's going on with this water, if it's anywhere else. I'm not particularly worried because I've had this thing exposed for, well, 2 months and there's no water there. After it dried off there was no new water, and that's through rain, and that means there's no external leaks from the garden. That means there's no pipes leaking or anything like that. So I'm not sure what that water was down to. It could be from cleaning the floor, but there's no holes that I've really found that could account for the amount of water there. But anyway, it's been dried for months and there's no fresh water, so I've done an exploratory hole somewhere else to see what's going on with that. The other issue of note is this is going to need repairing at some stage. I mean, I replaced that cover, and that's not a big job, but this, that needs to be done properly. When the chefs cook, grease and fat will drip down behind the cooker, the oven, and because this has come away from the wall, it goes against the wall down to the floor behind the blue plastic lino. So I've got to pull this out and clean this for a good several feet that way. So that's the next job, but that's not urgent. Making sure this is structurally sound and there's no water there was urgent, and that's been done. So that job is finally ticked off the list. So until next time, bye for now. Oh, well, one last thing, working in the kitchen is always annoying, apart from anything else. The chefs keep leaving food out to tease me, like shortbread biscuits. I've resisted them so far, I can feel them calling to me. Willpower, Paul. And one final shot with the shells back in place. Yeah, much better. Oh, and the food that's along here and here, it's just stuff that goes on the shelves. The chefs put it there so that when I come down at night to do this, it makes my life easier. I've just got to move the shelves. I don't have to unstack them and restack them. So that's me done. The chef's coming tomorrow. Let's take all this, put it back on that. Finished.